Manchester United and Alexander Isak. Why the Swedish star won't be coming to Old Trafford. Welcome back to United News, your most trusted source for everything Manchester United. We know you come here for the real story, not the made-up rumors that flood social media every day. Today we need to talk about one of the biggest striker stories doing the rounds, Alexander Isak and Manchester United. You have probably seen the headlines. Alexander Isak wants to leave Newcastle. Manchester United need a new striker. It sounds like the perfect match, right? Well, hold on to your seats because the reality is quite different from what you might expect. The dream that won't come true. Let's start with the hard truth that many United fans don't want to hear. Manchester United will not sign Alexander Isak this summer. Not even close. In fact, sources close to the club say there is no chance of United going for the Swedish striker. But why? Isak is exactly what United need. He scored 21 Premier League goals last season, making him the third highest scorer in the league. Only Erling Haaland and Cole Palmer scored more than him. He's young at 25, he's proven in the Premier League, and he wants to leave Newcastle. So what's stopping United? The answer is simple but painful: money. The price tag that changes everything. Newcastle United have put a price tag of £150 million on Alexander Isak. Yes, you read that right. £150 million. For context, that's more than what Arsenal paid for Declan Rice and more than what Chelsea paid for Enzo Fernandez. Is Isak worth that much? That's a question for another day. The real question is, can Manchester United afford that much? The answer is no, not without major changes to their current plans. United have already spent big this summer. They committed £133.5 million to sign two forwards, Matheus Cunha and Brian Bumo. That's a huge chunk of their transfer budget gone already. To afford Isak on top of those signings, United would need to sell players and generate significant funds. This is where transfer expert Fabrizio Romano's famous "Here we go" won't be happening for Isak to United. The finances just don't add up. Why United need a new striker. Before we dive deeper into why Isak won't join United, let's understand why United desperately need a new striker in the first place. The numbers tell a worrying story. Manchester United have recorded a negative goal difference in the Premier League for the past 2 seasons. That means they have conceded more goals than they have scored. For a club with United's ambitions, that's simply not good enough. Rasmus Højlund was supposed to be the answer when United signed him from Atlanta for £72 million in 2023. The young Danish striker showed promise, but his Premier League record last season was disappointing. He managed only 4 league goals in the entire campaign. 4 goals from your main striker is nowhere near enough for a club trying to get back into the Champions League. United needs someone who can guarantee 15 to 20 goals per season minimum. That's why they're looking for a new striker, and that's why Isak would have been perfect. What makes Isak so special? To understand why United fans are disappointed about missing out on Isak, we need to look at what makes him such a special player. Isak stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, giving him a strong aerial presence in the box. But he's not just a target man. His pace and ball skills allow him to run at defenders and create chances out of nothing. He can finish with both feet and has the composure to score in high-pressure situations. What really sets Isak apart is his intelligence on the pitch. He knows where to be at the right time, making it hard for defenders to mark him. This creates space not just for himself but for his teammates too. His link-up play is excellent, and he works hard even when his team doesn't have the ball. Newcastle have used him as a lone striker on the left wing and in a 2-striker system. His versatility means he can adapt to different tactical setups, which is exactly what modern football demands. Isak's incredible recent form. The timing of this transfer saga makes it even more frustrating for United fans. Isak is currently in the form of his life. In December 2024, he scored 8 goals and provided 2 assists in just 1 month. He scored in 6 consecutive games, becoming the first Swedish player to win Premier League Player of the Month since Zlatan Ibrahimovic in December 2016. His performances haven't gone unnoticed on the international stage either. On June 20, 2025, Isak was nominated for the PFA Players Player of the Year award, recognizing him as one of the 6 best players in the Premier League. One of his most memorable moments came against Ipswich Town in December 2024, where he scored his first hat-trick for Newcastle in a 4-0 win. His opening goal was scored in just 25.95 seconds from kickoff, making it the fastest away goal for Newcastle in Premier League history. But perhaps his most important goal came in March 2025, when he scored in Newcastle's 2-1 victory over Liverpool in the EFL Cup final. That goal helped Newcastle win their first domestic title since 1955. These are the kind of big-game moments that show Isak has the mentality to perform at the highest level. It's exactly what United have been missing: United's alternative striker targets. So if Isak is off the table, who are United looking at instead? The club's first choice was actually Liam Delap from Ipswich Town, but United missed out on him too, as Delap chose to join Chelsea instead. This shows how competitive the striker market has become. Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon was another option, but he looks set to join Arsenal. Again, United have been beaten to their target by a rival club. Currently, the names being mentioned are Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins and Crystal Palace's Jean-Philippe Mateta. Both players have Premier League experience, which United prefer in their targets. Watkins had a breakthrough season with England at Euro 2024 and has proven he can score goals consistently in the Premier League. Mateta has been impressive for Crystal Palace and offers a different profile as a target man. There's also Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig, who United were interested in 3 years ago when he played for Red Bull Salzburg. However, he's under contract until 2029, which could make him expensive and difficult to sign. The money problem goes deeper. United's reluctance to spend £150 million on Isak isn't just about this one transfer. It reflects deeper financial issues at the club. The Glazer ownership has been criticized for years for not investing enough in the team. While other top clubs spend freely, United have to be more careful with their money. This puts them at a disadvantage when competing for the world's best players. To fund any major signing like Isak, United would need to sell players first. The club are reportedly trying to find buyers for wingers Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, and Antony. But selling players is never easy, especially when other clubs know you need to sell. Garnacho is a promising young talent but hasn't yet proven himself as a consistent starter. Sancho has had a difficult relationship with the club and spent time on loan at Borussia Dortmund. Antony has been one of the most disappointing signings in recent years. Getting good money for these players won't be easy, which makes funding a move for Isak even more difficult. Liverpool enter the race. Making matters worse for United fans, Liverpool have reportedly registered their interest in Isak. This adds another dimension to the story and shows that United aren't the only big club looking at the Swedish striker. Liverpool have been busy in the transfer market, signing striker Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt and playmaker Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen for a fee that could rise to £116 million. If Liverpool can afford to spend that much on Wirtz, they certainly have the financial power to compete for Isak too. This makes United's position even weaker, as they would be competing against a club with deeper pockets. The thought of Isak joining Liverpool instead of United is particularly painful for United fans. Liverpool are United's biggest rivals, and seeing them sign United's top target would be a huge blow. What this means for United's season ahead. United's inability to sign a top-class striker like Isak could have serious consequences for their upcoming season. With Højlund as their main option and no proven backup, United are taking a big risk. If Højlund gets injured or continues to struggle for goals, United could find themselves in real trouble. The Premier League is more competitive than ever. Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, and even Newcastle are all strengthening their squads. United can't afford to stand still while their rivals get stronger. Fans have every right to be frustrated. They see other clubs signing world-class players while United settle for cheaper alternatives. This isn't the way to get back to challenging for major titles. The bigger picture: United's transfer strategy. The Isak situation highlights broader issues with United's transfer strategy. For years, the club has been criticized for poor planning and overspending on the wrong players. Remember the £80 million spent on Harry Maguire? Or the £73 million for Jadon Sancho, who has barely played? These mistakes come back to haunt the club when they try to sign players they really need. United need to be smarter in the transfer market. Instead of paying over the odds for players who don't work out, they should focus on identifying the right targets early and negotiating better deals. The club's scouting network also needs improvement. How did they miss out on their top striker targets? Why weren't they prepared with backup options? Isak's perspective. Why he wants to leave Newcastle. From Isak's point of view, wanting to leave Newcastle makes complete sense. Despite his individual success, Newcastle haven't been able to build on their promising 2022-23 season when they finished fourth. Newcastle have struggled to balance domestic success with European competition. Their Champions League campaign was disappointing, and they haven't been able to maintain consistency in the Premier League. For a player of Isak's quality and ambition, staying at Newcastle might feel like wasted years. He's 25 now, entering his prime years, and he wants to win major trophies. United, despite their recent struggles, still offer the prestige and global platform that Newcastle can't match. Playing for United means playing in front of 75,000 fans at Old Trafford and having the chance to win the Premier League and Champions League. But wanting to join United and actually joining are two different things. The financial reality means this move won't happen. What United fans should expect. So what should United fans expect from this situation? The harsh reality is that they should prepare for disappointment. United will not sign Alexander Isak this summer. The club has made that clear through their briefings to journalists. Instead, United will likely pursue cheaper alternatives who might not have the same impact. This doesn't mean United won't sign anyone. They will probably bring in a striker, but it won't be the marquee signing that fans are hoping for. Fans need to adjust their expectations and accept that United are no longer the financial powerhouse they once were. Until the ownership situation changes or the club improves its revenue streams, these limitations will continue. The role of Fabrizio Romano and transfer news. In today's transfer market, journalists like Fabrizio Romano have become celebrities in their own right. Romano's famous "Here we go" has become the gold standard for confirmed transfers. But Romano and other reliable journalists have been clear about the Isak situation. There's no "here we go" coming for this transfer. The reliable sources all say the same thing. United won't move for Isak. This is why it's important to follow trustworthy sources like United News rather than getting caught up in social media rumors. We tell you the truth, even when it's not what you want to hear. Looking at other Premier League strikers. While United miss out on Isak, it's worth looking at other strikers who have proven themselves in the Premier League. Ivan Toney from Brentford could be an option, though his age and recent betting ban might be concerns. Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton has the physical presence United need, but has struggled with injuries. Callum Wilson, Isak's teammate at Newcastle, could be available for less money but also comes with injury concerns. These are the kinds of compromises United might have to make. The reality is that top-class strikers are rare and expensive. The best ones are usually tied down by their clubs or cost amounts that United simply can't afford right now. What needs to change at United? For United to compete for players like Isak in the future, several things need to change. First, the ownership situation needs to be resolved. Whether that means the Glazers selling completely or bringing in partners with more money, the current financial constraints are holding the club back. Second, United need to be more successful on the pitch. Champions League qualification brings in significant revenue and makes the club more attractive to top players. Third, the club needs to improve its wage structure and clear out underperforming players. Too much money is tied up in players who aren't contributing enough. Finally, United need to invest in their infrastructure and commercial operations to generate more revenue. Other top clubs have found ways to increase their income while United have been standing still. The fans' frustration is understandable. United fans have every right to be frustrated with this situation. They see a perfect target available, willing to join, but their club can't make it happen because of financial constraints. This is Manchester United we're talking about, not a small club with limited resources. The fans expect better, and they deserve better. But the reality is what it is. Until things change at the top level of the club, these kinds of disappointments will continue to happen. The best thing fans can do is continue to support the team while pushing for change through legitimate channels. Empty stadiums and protests have worked before and might be needed again. Conclusion: a missed opportunity that sums up United's current state. The Alexander Isak situation perfectly sums up where Manchester United are right now. They can identify the right targets, they know what they need, but they can't make it happen when it matters. This isn't about the manager, the players on the pitch, or the coaching staff. This is about the fundamental financial limitations that are holding the club back. United fans deserve better than watching their top targets join rival clubs or stay at smaller clubs because United can't compete financially. But until something changes at the ownership level, this is the reality they have to accept. The good news is that United are still a massive club with incredible support and history. When the right ownership comes in with the right financial backing, United can and will compete with anyone. But for now, Alexander Isak will not be coming to Old Trafford. United fans will have to hope that whoever the club does sign can step up and deliver the goals that United desperately need. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates on United striker search and all other transfer news. Remember, at United News, we always give you the truth, even when it hurts. Keep supporting the team, keep pushing for change, and never stop believing that better days are coming. This is just one transfer window, not the end of the world. Thanks for reading, and we'll see you next time for more honest, reliable Manchester United news.